Hello everyone, this is Anthony Gallegos from IGN's PC team, along with the PC team executive editor, Charles Laniet.
Oh, hello.
And we're here to show you the PC version of LA Noire.
Which just came out recently. Now, this is after the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 versions launched earlier in 2011, so this is nice for PC gamers to actually be able to get in and play one of these Rockstar games, considering Red Dead Redemption never actually came out for PC.
It's true.
Although, of course, Grand Theft Auto 4 did.
Yeah.
And we still haven't heard yet about Grand Theft Auto 5, but hopefully that comes to PC as well.
This game's a bit of a beast on PC. I will say right off the bat that even with a really good rig, I still have to run a lot of the settings in the quality, in the performance rather than quality.
Okay.
That being said, it's still...
Is that what you're running at right now?
A lot of it's running already on quality. I can show you real quick. So you can see there's actually a decent amount of graphics options. You can...
We have it low res for the video in case anyone's like, 1280, are you crazy? Like, that's just for video capture purposes.
Yeah, normally I'm playing in 1920 by 1080. But yeah, you can tell a lot of it's on quality. And, that's intentional to the sense because it does, occasionally you'll see it hang here on a frame and stuff like that, which can be a little annoying, but it's really not the end of the world because the experience is really good anyways. It's not even that big of a deal. Plus, it didn't exactly perform necessarily amazingly on the PS3 and 360 versions.
Yeah, how would you say this compares to the console versions of the game?
I would say it performs on performance settings, it performs like it does on console, and then you can start tweaking a million things to make it look even better.
Okay.
It
does look noticeusly better then.
Oh yeah, you can make it look really great. If you want to.
That's cool.
Your mileage will vary based on your hardware.
So what are you doing right now? You're in the middle of a mission. The complete edition on PC comes with all of the DLC that actually came out for the console versions before, so you get all that content all in the same purchase, right?
Correct. So the case that I'm playing at the moment is a case called A Slip of the Tongue. It is a homicide desk case. I think there's 5 or 6 new cases that come as part of the DLC that you get all included in this complete edition. So, and having played them all, I'll say it probably adds something like 4 to 6 hours more gameplay, depending on how tedious you are about collecting every clue. So it actually adds quite a bit of game time.
Yeah, and the gameplay itself, it's like you see Anthony going around in an open world here, but what the core of the game is finding clues so that you can yell at people, right?
Yeah, it is an open world game in the sense that right now I could drive around. But it's not an open world game in the sense of a GTA where I'll be passing by like 6 things and there will be 6 things to do. Like occasionally you'll get a call over your radio that'll be like, oh, there's a murder or like a armed robbery at this location. Will you respond? And you have the option. But most of it's very guided. Right now I'm clearly supposed to just head towards the arrow on my map. I don't have other things I can do, and every case is like a contained story. When you beat it, it like loads a new level. So each case
a new version of the city.
Yeah, so each case is separate in that regard. You do go one straight into the other, but obviously there is like a distinction between them. So you can actually replay cases individually, and you can jump straight into the DLC levels like I did because I had never played them and I wanted to.
You mean without having to play through like the story content?
Yeah. Although I will say that if you haven't played the story content, you will spoil it for yourself because you'll be like, who are these guys? And why do I care about them, and why did they like me?
So, there are people walking on the sidewalks. Can you hit them with cars?
You can, but LA Noire...
I think that's the question everyone really wants to know.
So, it is a game made by, that put out by Rockstar, but the thing is, unlike a normal Rockstar game, when you hit someone, it's really bad. LAPD officers are sworn to protect the citizens, causing them
because you are
damage.
The police officer.
Yes, so if you hurt them, it will severely affect your rating at the end of the case. So it's really not to be advised. And, just like LA Noire is heavily scripted, so when you roll up to an area, like I've just reached the destination I'm going to, it goes into a little scripted event of us arriving on the scene. You can see here how awesome the faces look. But I got someone running from me. What every LA Noire mission has at some point is a car chase or an on-foot chase, or both. And so the best thing about it is that like a modern day cop drama like CSI or something, they're always being so tedious with the evidence. Here, they didn't care about getting their fingerprints on the murder weapon or anything like that. The safety of civilians. You just drive like a madman and do what you gotta to get the job done. That's what I love about this.
So, I mean, yeah, there are the interrogation scenes, which I guess are the climactic
Correct.
events of the mission arcs, but there's also combat and stuff like that in addition to this this driving. These poor other drivers.
Yeah, whatever. You do get rated, I will say, on how much public damage you cause. So it's not necessarily a good idea.
Are you trying to run him off the road, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Up.
almost got him. But the core of the game is going to various scenes and settings and people's apartments, questioning them and gathering clues. And only if you have the right clues can you get through the questioning like 100% correct, because once they say a statement, you have to decide, are they lying to you? Are they telling the truth?
Okay.
That cop. You have to decide whether they're lying, whether they're telling the truth, whether you need to doubt them. So all those things kind of come into play. So it all comes down to really reading their facial expressions, which obviously is a big deal in the game, because you can see right there, the facial animations are done really well, to the point where sometimes they may look a little disjointed from the rest of the body. But man, the facial mapping technology they use is obviously fantastic.
Yeah, that is the showcase of the game.
Yeah, I believe Hillary in his original review for the 360 and PS3 version said that it's like you don't even do voice acting in the traditional sense in this game, because what you have are full-on performances, because it is their whole face. It is them putting their own emotions into it. So right now I'm just looking at his thing, because this was a car reported stolen, but apparently he bought it. So
you're pretty much not doing a very good job. Oh, so now you're just adding...
So this is how kind of interrogations work.
You purchased this car from Coons Automotive Company. Yeah, that's right.
So see, when he says a statement, you kind of have to look at his face, kind of read the way he reacts. If you get confused on what you said, or in this case you can't hear it, you can look at the transcript of the dialogue. So I think he's telling the truth. He might be telling the truth.
And the ownership papers? From the same place.
I don't know if I got that right, because I can hear the music.
Are there specific things that each character will do that's uniform across the entire game? So if they do one facial tick, well, okay, well that means he's lying, or is it unique to each character?
Yeah, I would say it's unique to each actor. Almost every actor has like a tell, basically, that is kind of like they're sort of saying, whether it's that they give the tiniest little look off. I mean, some people have the most obvious lie faces that it's ridiculous.
Are they just sweating
It's
all
ridiculous.
over the place?
They're just like looking around all scared, like they're freaking out. And then other people, are much more confident.
This guy looks pretty sure of what's going on here.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't like that he's not just basically quaking? Can you punch him if you wanted to, or do you have to just ask him questions?
No.
I guess you wouldn't be on the police force very long if that would have happened.
But here, let me, real quick, I'm going to turn on the subtitles so you can see how much... okay, so one of the things that people always talked about in this game is that, your character... I guess I can't do it. Anyway, sorry. Your character all the time, you'll be like, oh, you know what? I think this guy's lying. I'm gonna doubt him. And you'll be like, I just want to kind of see if I can push him for information, and then your guy will freak out on them. So you have to.
So it's not so much a gentle prodding as it is a sledgehammer delivered through words or something like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you pick truth, doubt, or lie. You never really know exactly what they're gonna say. It's kind of like Mass Effect in that sense, where you kind of see what happens based off of the response that you gave him.
I've never been in trouble my whole life.
So I just called him a liar,
Find a thing.
but I'm probably
he seems
wrong.
he seems to have gotten a little angry there. He didn't like
Yeah, you can back out of a call. Once you've called someone a liar, you have to have the evidence to back it up, which I don't.
He does have a slightly different expression on his face there.
Yeah,
Steal the car.
I'm just doubting him. Normally, I can't really hear it in the way we're doing this, but when you have a conversation, you know if you got the right answer based on the music it plays. If it plays like a discorded piano little rhythm, you know you got it wrong. Each check mark here tells me that I've got them right, by the way.
Oh, well, nicely done.
And but when you hear like a discorded piano, you know you picked the wrong response.
So what's the penalty for that? That's just your rating that's affected?
It can affect your rating, and it can actually...
Or can you fail the mission outright?
You can eventually put the wrong... I think there's at least one case where someone might get off with, for instance, they might get off with a burglary charge and not a murder charge because you didn't get the right statements and evidence to pin the murder on them. Okay. So you just get them for not such a great crime. And when you finish the mission and you get your rating, it'll tell you, hey, if you had only done this, you could have totally got them for murder as well.
Check with him.
So the game itself, it's actually a pretty long game, and I guess with all of the... Oh, nice, you got 3 out of 3. Totally dominated.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, now
I
he looks agitated.
I
now.
may have played this before. Well, basically, he's agitated because we ran him off the road and did all that, and now we're like, you're free to go.
Yeah, I guess I probably wouldn't be too happy about that.
I'm just kidding. He's not free to go. We're arresting him for Grand Theft Auto. Into the paddy wagon.
But I mean, there is quite a bit of content in this version of the game. I don't know if you can give a rough hour count as to how much is in there.
Oh man, the single player alone in the original game probably took me almost 12 hours. So between that and the additional DLC, if you're really thorough, it's like 16 hours. And and then there's the fun you can have just doing dumb stuff like, this guy, LAPD. You wish you liked.
What just happened to that woman in front of the car? Just like took a nosedive into it.
Well, that's what happens. And the LAPD's on the scene.
I saw you knocking a guy's hat off earlier. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's like all the NPCs react pretty realistically.
They do, and they talk about what's going on all the time. So this guy, he just bought ice cream. He's loving that ice cream. Aw, you love your ice cream. But I don't love you.
Oh, he's bleeding too. That was pretty brutal.
There's no traditional, I can't pull out a pistol and start wreaking havoc or anything like that. But yes, you still can totally be a crazy person in this game if you want. Though
can you go into any of those houses? I guess that's not explorable space.
No, actually, any door that you can actually open will always have a gold doorknob so that you can interact with it.
Oh,
I love my
flowers. Can you pick up those flowers?
Oh, he just left him behind. Apparently he didn't love her that much. So, as you can see, Cole Phelps, super jerk. But yeah, it is a really good looking game. I mean, obviously the faces look great. They've totally nailed the atmosphere. The music is really good. The PC version is pretty much, in a lot of ways, kind of the definitive version, only in that it comes, for basically the same price as the console players were paying, if not cheaper. You get all the DLC as well. So I think, occasional performance issues, things aside, it's totally an awesome.
Yeah, so if you missed it on consoles, basically this is still a game absolutely worth picking up.
Yeah, I mean it's even, like I said, with any performance issues, all those little pains in the butt are not the end of the world compared to the 16 hours of sleuthing awesomeness that you get.
Yeah, because it does seem like a very different style of gameplay.
It is, yeah. It's not your traditional Rockstar violent game. It's very much, it is a detective mystery.
Almost like an adventure game. Even though it has combat elements, it feels a lot like an adventure game, just with a different twist.
Correct. Yeah, the majority of the game is not spent doing any sort of combat. It's very much so spent doing
that was the worst
doing
accident
adventuring.
ever.
Yeah, the best part is if you can ever take the time and get yourself hit by a car, he screams like he's being ripped apart.
Being hit by a car. Okay. Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for the look at LA Noire on PC. And for more on LA Noire, head over to IGN.com.